Hello to you. I am Mr. Charles Dickens. And tonight is a very special night. For tonight, the Heisler Theater Company and I are going to share with all of you a Christmas carol. The tale of a miserly man who came to realize the true spirit of Christmas. When my novel first appeared, 178 years ago, few observed Christmas other than at church. Few employers gave their workers off for the holidays, and the jolly country celebrations of the past were largely forgotten in the cities. But this little story helped to transform Christmas from a staid religious holiday into the joyous season of faith, feasting, and goodwill it is to this very day. My little ghost story of Christmas opens in London on a cold, snowy December 24th in the year 1843. Once upon a time, of all the good days of the year on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house. Ebenezer Scrooge was a squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner, a hard-hearted miser. Secret and self-contained and solitary as an oyster, a morose and lonely man who consorted with nobody but himself. On this evening, the offices of Scrooge and Marley were shrouded in cold, bleak, biting weather. But external heat and cold had little influence on Scrooge. No warmth could warm him. No wintry weather could chill him. No wind that blew was more bitter than he.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power.
Ah, Merry Christmas, humbug! Begone, you little beggars. Take your infernal Christmas carols. Get away from my door.
Sorry, sir. Merry Christmas, though, sir.
Ah. Oh, what right have you to be merry, nephew? You're poor enough. Christmas is a humbug.
Christmas a humbug? A fraud? You don't mean that, I'm sure. Well, what right do you have to be dismissive about Christmas? You're rich enough, Uncle. Don't be cross.
What else can I be, Fred, when I live in a world of fools? Merry Christmas. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding. Ha! Buried with a stake of holly through his heart. Keep Christmas your own way, nephew. Let me keep it in mine.
Oh, keep it? But you don't keep it, Uncle.
Then let me leave it alone. Much good it'll do you. Much good it's ever done you.
Oh, but Christmas is a good time. It's a kind and pleasant, charitable time. A time when men and women open their shut-up hearts freely. When we can think of others as if they're fellow passengers to the grave, and not some other race of creatures bound on other journeys. Therefore, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good. And I say God bless it. God bless Christmas.
You there, Mr. Cratchit. One more peep out of you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. Back to your accounting.
Yes, sir. Don't be angry, Uncle. Come dine with us for Christmas dinner. Kate would love to meet you.
Kate? Oh, your wife. Well, why did you marry?
Because I fell in love, Uncle.
Because you fell in love with a woman as penniless as yourself. Oh, Fred, good afternoon.
You never visited me before my marriage. I want nothing from you. I'm asking nothing of you.
Well, good afternoon.
I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. And I'll say Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon.
And Happy New Year.
Well, good afternoon, Mr. Cratchit. See my nephew out.
This way, Mr. Fred. And Merry Christmas to you.
And to you, Bob. And to Mrs. Cratchit and the children. How is, especially the youngest, the little lame boy?
Tim, Tiny Tim, he's getting better. Thank you for asking. Have a happy Christmas.
My clock, 15 shillings a week. A wife, family. Speaking of a Merry Christmas, I'll retire to Bedlam. Ha!
Mr. Scrooge, sir.
Good day, sir. My name is Poole, and this is my associate Lamb. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley, my partner, has been dead these last 7 years. In fact, he died 7 years ago this very night. I am Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, well, you see, Mr. Scrooge, during this festive season, we seek charity for the poor and the destitute.
You see, many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the Union Workhouse is still in operation then?
They are. I wish I could say they were not.
The treadmill, the poor law, in full vigor?
Yes, both very busy, sir.
I thought you were going to tell me something had stopped them in their useful cause. Why, I'm very glad to hear this.
Well, you see, Mr. Scrooge, they hardly furnish Christians here. Some of us wish to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. We do so now because want is so keenly felt and abundance rejoices. So what shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, you wish to be anonymous, sir.
Oh, I wish to be left alone. I do not make merry at Christmas. I cannot keep idle people merry. I support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough. Those badly in need should go there.
Oh, but many can't go there.
Yes, many would rather die.
If they would rather die, let them do so and decrease the surplus population.
I see. So the firm of Scrooge and Marley declines.
It is enough for a man to know his own business and to keep his nose out of others. Mine occupies me constantly. Well, good evening then.
Very well, you've made yourself quite clear.
Mr. Scrooge, it's 7 o'clock, sir. It is Christmas Eve.
Oh, I suppose you'll be wanting the whole day tomorrow then. Eh, Mr. Cratchit?
If quite convenient, sir.
Oh, it isn't convenient, and it isn't fair. Why, if I were to duck you half a crown for tomorrow, you'd think yourself ill-used. I'll be bound. You don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages and get no work.
'Tis but once a year, sir.
Oh, that is a poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you shall have to have the whole day. Be in all the earlier the following morning, Mr. Cratchit.
I will, sir. And have a Merry Christmas.
Ah, Christmas. Oh, humbug.
Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern, and then walked home through the rolling fog and the bitter cold. He silently passed urchins in the street, huddled around fires, trying to keep warm. The icy Scrooge trudged along through the dark streets, but just as he reached the door of his dismal house, he thought he heard something calling.
Ebenezer Scrooge!
It was the voice of his long-dead partner, Jacob Marley, whose ghostly face appeared in the door knocker of his home. Terrified, Scrooge hurried inside. He closed the door and locked himself in. He double-locked himself in. Shaken by Marley's haunting apparition and anxious to assure himself that nothing was amiss, Scrooge searched throughout his house. He searched high and low. He checked the sitting room, checked the lumber room, checked the bedroom, but they were all as they should be. He looked high and low, but found nobody under the table, nobody under the sofa, and there was nobody under the bed, and there was nobody in the closet. Finally, having found nothing and secured against surprise, Scrooge returned to his chamber and sat down before the fire to take his gruel, when suddenly
Every bell in the house must be going. What in the world? Oh, something I had. It must be. It's a humbug. A humbug, I say. Humbug. Oh. Something's in the cellar. But the door's locked. Double locked. It's coming up the stairs. It's right outside my door. It's a humbug. Humbug, I say. Humbug.
Ebenezer Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge!
How now? What do you want with me? Who are you?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley. You don't believe in me, do you, Scrooge? Why do you doubt your senses?
Oh, the disorder of the stomach makes them cheats. You're no ghost at all. You're no more than a bit of bad beef, a blot of mustard, a fragment of underdone potato. Why, there's more gravy than grave of you. Whatever you are, you're a humbug. Humbug, I say, humbug. Oh, have mercy. Oh, I believe. I must believe. Oh, dreadful apparition. Why do spirits walk the earth? Why do you come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him walk abroad among his fellow men. That spirit does not go forth in life. It is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander the world to witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth and turned to happiness.
Oh, Jacob, you're fettered. Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link, yard by yard. I girded it of my own free will. Of my own free will I wore it. Does this pattern seem strange to you, or do you know the length and weight of the strong coil that you bear yourself, it was as full and long and heavy as this 7 Christmas Eves ago. You have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Jacob, I see no chains.
You shall on the day of your death. Mark me. In life, my spirit never rode beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hall. Now I'm doomed and wander without rest or peace. No regret can make amends for one's life opportunity missed you.
Oh, but you are always a good man of business.
Business? Business! Mankind was my business. Common welfare was my business. Mercy, charity, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. Oh, is it at this time of the rolling year that I suffer the most?
Oh, I feel badly for you, Jacob. Is there anything I can do?
It is too late for me, but I've come to tell you of a hope and chance of escaping my fate. You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 1. The second on the next night at the same hour. The third on the next night when the last stroke of 12 ceases to vibrate. Without their visit, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Come, Ebenezer, look out this window. The mother and child on the doorstep below. Look, that you may see for your own sake.
Ghosts! Oh, hundreds of them! They're all chained like yourself. They surround the woman, but they don't haunt her. They plead with her. Oh, Jacob, can't she see them? Well, why do they wail? Why do they lament so?
They seek to give her aid in human matters. They seek to give her aid in comfort. But they have lost their power forever. They wail in unceasing torture and remorse. Beware this cruel fate, Ebenezer. Beware! Beware!
Scrooge awoke. He was sitting in his chair, still in his robe. Was Marley's visit a dream or not? He decided it was a dream and nothing more, but then suddenly Scrooge looked up and found himself face to face with an unearthly visitor who had mysteriously appeared. It was a strange figure, like a child, yet not so like a child as like an old man. Ebenezer Scrooge!
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold?
I'm the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
Your past. I come for your welfare. Rise and walk with me.
Out the window? I'm a mortal and liable to fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand on your heart, and you shall be upheld in more than this. As the words were spoken, they passed through the walls. And there they stood, upon an open country road with fields on either hand. A little market town appeared in the distance, with its bridge, its church, and its winding river. It was a clear, cold winter's day, with snow upon the ground. Do you recognize this place, Scrooge?
I was a boy here. I was bred in this place. Look at that coach. They're my schoolmates, Charles and John. They're on the Norfolk coach, heading home for Christmas holidays. Hello, Johnny, it's me, Ebenezer.
Wait! These are but shadows of the things that have been. They have no consciousness of us. Come.
My old schoolhouse. Not much of a place of learning, more like a prison.
On Christmas Eve, the school is not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still. A lonely boy, reading beside a feeble fire. Do you know him?
Know him. I am that boy, all alone. No one to keep me company but my books. Alibaba, Robinson Crusoe. Oh, it's too late now. Never mind.
What is the matter?
Well, there was a boy singing carols at my door last night. I would have liked to have given him something. That's all.
Let us see another Christmas. Come.
There I am, older, but still at that dismal school, all alone at Christmas time.
Ebenezer!
Fan, my sister, my beloved Fan!
Dear brother, I have come to bring you home. Yes, home forever and ever. We're to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world. Come with me, let us go.
Your sister was always a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered, but she had a large heart. She died a woman and had, as I think, children.
One child, my nephew Fred. My, how he resembles his mother.
Come to another Christmas past, a celebration.
Fezziwig's warehouse! I apprenticed here. And there's old Fezziwig, alive again at one of his Christmas parties.
Oh there, Ebenezer. No more work tonight. It's Christmas Eve. Come, join the celebration. Come and dance. Merry Christmas. Howdy ho! Well done!
Do you recognize yourself, Scrooge? A young man with a twinkle in your eye and a future before you. You're quite enjoying yourself.
We had a wonderful time. There was cake and punch and cold roast, mince pies and plenty of beer. And look at old Fezziwig. Isn't he joyous? We had such a glorious time.
It was a small matter for old Fezziwig to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small indeed.
He has spent only a few pounds of your mortal money, and look, is it so much that he deserves this praise?
It isn't that, Spirit. It isn't that at all. Why, Fezziwig has the power to make us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. Why, the power of Fezziwig's happiness is as if it cost a fortune.
Oh, what? Is something bothering you, Scrooge?
I'd like to have a word with my clerk about now, that's all.
Scrooge, my time grows short. Quick, several years later.
Belle, as beautiful as ever.
A penniless girl who loved you, Scrooge.
And I heard it didn't matter that she had no dowry. We were happy together.
Until your career with Jacob Marley came between you. As you gained, so you lost. Do you see yourself? You're older now, a man in the prime of life. Your face has begun to wear the signs of care and avarice. Your eyes are greedy, the eager, restless eyes of a miser.
No, not this, Spirit. No, no!
This is a beautiful music box, Ebenezer. But I've come to realize I matter little to you. Very little. To protect yourself from a hard and cruel world, to become hard and cruel in response. And I've tried to cheer and comfort you, but another idol has displaced me.
What idol could ever displace you, Belle?
You now worship a golden idol. I've seen your nobler aspirations fall off, one by one. Oh, Ebenezer, you become another man.
I wanted security, success, for you, Belle.
I seek tenderness, not riches. And so, even though it is Christmas, I release you from our engagement with the full heart, the love of the man you once were.
No, Belle, don't.
Oh, Ebenezer, may you be happy in the life you have chosen.
No, 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 Spirit. Why do you torture me? Remove me. Haunt me no longer. No longer. No longer.
The whole scene disappeared, and Scrooge found himself once more alone back in his chair. Scrooge drifted off to sleep, only to be awakened again by the stroke of one. Looking about, he gradually noticed a great blaze of ruddy light. Something was in the room.
Come, Ebenezer, Scrooge, come.
Scrooge beheld his chamber, and it was transformed. The walls and ceiling were so hung with living green that it looked a perfect grove. Around the blazing fire lay a feast of meats and fruits and seething bowls of punch. And there stood a jolly giant, glorious to see. She bore a glowing torch shaped like Plenty's horn and held it up, high up, to shed its light on Scrooge as he crawled, peeping from his chair.
Come, Scrooge. Come and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. You have never seen the likes of me before.
Oh, Spirit, I went forth last night on compulsion and learned a lesson that's working now. If you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Very well. Touch my robe.
And instantly they were transported to the streets of London on a bright Christmas day. The shops were all bustling with jolly people completing their errands or returning from church. The grocers, the poultry and fruit shops, all were busy and all a delight. Presently, Scrooge and the Spirit passed through various towns until they came to Camden Town, to a humble house on a humble street.
This is my Clark's house. Wife, children, why are we here, Spirit?
Whatever has got your precious father then? And your brother, Tiny Tim?
Oh, but here's Martha, Mother. Hurrah!
Sorry I'm late, Mother. deal of work to finish up last night and to clear away this morning.
Well, never mind, my dear, so long as you were here. Sit ye by the fire and have it warm. Lord bless ye.
No, hide, Martha, hide. Father's coming. Father! Father!
Ah, Peter, Belinda. Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming. Not coming upon Christmas Day.
Here I am, Father. Merry Christmas.
So, how did Tim behave in church today, Bob?
Good as gold, Mother, and better. Hey, Tim?
They sang ever so nicely, Mother. I hope the people at the church saw me. Because I'm a cripple, and it might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
God bless you, my son. See, Mother, his heart is strong, and he will get better. I know it.
Oh, let's play a game, Father. Play the memory game, please? Please?
Yes, and then we'll sing some songs and... Oh, look!
Hurrah, look, there's never been such a goose. Never!
All right, be seated. Here you go. There's plenty of potatoes, stuffing, and plum pudding for all of you. Martha, dear, sit next to Tim and make sure he gets plenty to eat. He must get strong and well, or if anything should ever happen to him.
Oh, Mother, don't even think that. I'll make sure that Tim eats well. Here, Tim. Stop that!
Quiet, please, quiet. Such a feast requires a Merry Christmas to us all. God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat by the chimney, and a crutch without an owner. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Oh, no, kind spirit. Tell me he'll be spared.
But why? If he'd be like to die, he'd better go on and do it, and decrease the surplus population.
You use my words against me.
Yes, and perhaps in the future you will learn to hold your tongue until you learn what the surplus population is and where it is. Perhaps in the sight of heaven you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this man's poor child.
Ah, here's the punch. Steaming hot. There's enough for a toast. And one after that. A toast, a toast, a toast to Christmas.
I'd like to propose a toast to the founder of the feast, to Mr. Scrooge.
What? No.
Father.
Please. Not him.
Oh!
Founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had Mr. Scrooge here to give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I'd hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, it's Christmas Day.
I'll drink to his health for your sake in the days, not his. Long life to him, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. I'm sure he'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
From Ebenezer to a gathering across town.
And then he said that Christmas was a humbug. As I live, and he meant it too.
More shame for him, Fred.
Oh, he's a comical old fellow, that's the truth. Not so pleasant as he might be, his offenses carry their own punishment. And I have nothing to say against him.
Well, he is very rich. At least you tell me so.
What of it, my dear wife? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't even make himself comfortable with it.
I have no patience with him.
Well, I have. I feel sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers from his ill whims? Himself, always. I aim to give him the same chance every year, whether he like it or not.
Topper, still playing blind man's bluff?
Come now, Topper. Kate's sister knows you cheat, I think.
My furnishings! Let's play a game of forfeits. No!
Yes.
A game of yes and no. Think of something, dear husband, and we have to find out what.
Okay, let me think. I got it. Quick now. Ask away.
Vegetable.
Nope.
Animal?
Yes.
A friendly animal.
Oh, no.
Disagreeable.
Oh, yes.
Savage.
Oh, yes.
Grunts, growls, talks.
No and yes, sometimes.
Lives in London in a menagerie.
Yes and no.
Walks the streets.
Oh, yes.
A horse.
No.
Then it's a bull.
No.
A tiger.
No.
A bear.
No, but almost.
I found it out, Fred. I know what it is.
You do? Well, who is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
Oh, that's it, yes. He's giving us plenty of merriment, that's for sure. But it would be ungrateful not to toast it. So here's a glass of mulled wine, ready to our hands at the moment. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man. You know, he wouldn't take it from me, but may he have it just the same. To Uncle Scrooge.
To Uncle Scrooge.
Come, Ebenezer, there is much more to see. Men who can keep Christmas in their hearts.
Much they saw, and far they went, and many homes they visited, but always with a happy end. The spirits stood beside sick beds, yet they were cheerful. In foreign lands, yet they were close at home. By poverty, yet somehow it was rich. In almshouses, hospitals, and jails, in misery's every refuge, the spirit of Christmas left her blessing and taught Scrooge as she went. At last, Ebenezer and the spirit returned to the streets of London for the spirit's final lesson. But the spirit had aged.
My time upon this globe grows very brief. My time with you, Ebenezer, is almost done. Have you learned from what I have shown you about the good in most men's hearts?
How can I know? How can I promise? I may be too old to change.
If it's too hard a lesson to learn, look here upon these.
Two miserable, eager and scowling children. They're yellow, meager, and they're scowling. Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's children. This girl is ignorance and this boy is want. Beware them both in all their degree. But most of all, beware this boy. For upon his brow I see that written which is doom. Without the spirit of Christmas to comfort them, narrow Puritanism and greed would release these wretched beings upon the world.
Have they no refuge? Have they no resource?
Are there no workhouses? Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? Are there no prisons?
And with that, the ghost of Christmas present dissolved into the mist, and Scrooge is left alone upon the street. As the last stroke of midnight rang, Scrooge remembered the predictions of old Jacob Marley, and lifting his eyes, he beheld the third spirit, a solemn phantom, shrouded in black, draped and hooded, coming like a mist along the ground towards him.
Oh, I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come. You will show me shadows of things that have not happened, but will happen. Spirit, will you not speak to me? Oh, ghost of the future. I fear you more than any specter I have seen, but as I know it is your will to do me good, as I wish to be another man than what I've been, lead on. The night wanes fast. Time is precious to me. Lead on. Why, this is my accustomed corner at the Royal Exchange, among the merchants, and here are my fellow businessmen, as I've seen them often.
I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Well, old Scratch got his own at last, eh?
So I am told.
What has he done with his money?
His company, perhaps. All I know is he hasn't left any to me.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral, for upon my life I don't know of anybody to go to it.
Well, I don't mind going if a free lunch is provided.
Oh, Spirit, but why show me this trivial conversation? They couldn't have been discussing the death of my old partner, Jacob. Is there some hidden meaning? Where's my shadow? Look, Spirit, I expect my future conduct to provide some latent moral to my own improvement. Why, I've been resolving to make changes in my life. I'd hope to see those resolutions borne out here. Merciful heavens, where are we now? This whole quarter reeks of crime. Misery. Why bring me to this lowbrow beetling hovel, a rag and bottle shop? And who are these grotesque people?
Look here, old Joe. Let the charwoman be first, the laundress second, and the
Undertaker.
Oh, yeah. He can be last.
Ah, then. What have you got to sell? What have you got to sell, then?
Who's the worst for a loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
No, indeed. If he'd wanted it saved until after he was dead, the wicked old screw, he'd have been more natural in his lifetime.
Oh, Mrs. Gilbert.
Well, if he had been, he'd had somebody there to care for him when he was struck with death, lying there gasping out his last breath, alone by himself.
Ah, 'tis the truest word that ever was spoke. You know, it's a judgment on him, it is. Here, what's this? Bed curtains?
Aye, bed curtains.
You don't mean to say you took them down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Why not? Mind that lamp oil on the blankets.
His blankets, too?
Yes, indeed. And this. fine shirt. It were the best that he had. And they would have wasted it by dressing him up if it hadn't been for me.
I see, Spirit. Why, the course of this unfortunate man might be my own. Well, my life tends that way now. What dark, empty chamber, a bare, uncurtained bed, the shrouded corpse of this poor, unfortunate man. He lie here with no one to say he was kind to me, and for the memory of one kind word, I shall be kind to him. Spirit, you point at his head. You wish for me to remove his cover? Well, this is a frightful place. In leaving it, I shall not leave its lesson behind. Trust me, let us go. No, I know what you want. I would if I could, but I have not the power. I have not the power. Oh, Spirit, show me some tenderness in connection with the death, or this dark chamber will be forever present to me. Once again we're at the home of my cloth, but it's so quiet. What kind of Christmas is this?
And he took a child, and set him in the midst of them, and answered, I say unto you, that none but who are as humble as little children shall enter into heaven. Whosoever shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me.
Stop, Peter. Stop reading. Oh, my son, Tiny Tim.
Oh, Mother, please don't cry. Father will be coming home soon. Don't let him know you've been crying.
He's late tonight, Martha. But when he had Tim upon his shoulders, he walked very fast indeed. But the child, he was light to carry. And your father, he loved him so. It was no trouble at all.
Here comes Father now.
Sorry I'm late, Mother. I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it often. I promised Tim that we'd go there on Sundays. God.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, my God, my child. My poor little child. Oh.
Spirit, something informs me our parting moment is at hand. Tell me, what man was that we saw lying there, dead? Merciful heavens! A dismal, ruinous churchyard with desolate, lonely, crumbling graves. Well, here then? That man lie here, under the ground, in this grave? Spirit, Before I approach the grave, tell me, are these shadows of things that will happen, or are they shadows of things that may happen only? Oh, I'll help look at the gravestone. The name on the headstone is Ebenezer Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge? No! Oh, why show me all this if all hope for me is past? Oh, am I to be like Jacob and all those wretched ghosts, chained, wandering the earth forever? No, no! Spirit, I am not the man I was. Oh, tell me I may sponge away this writing, and I'll keep Christmas in my heart. I'll celebrate all year long. I'll live in the past, the present, and the future, and not set aside their lessons taught. Oh, I plead with you. I pray, I'll change. I'll change. Oh, I pray I'll change. I'll change. Where am I? Why, I'm in my own chair, in my own room. Jacob Marley, heaven, and Christmas time be praised. Oh, I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know anything at all. Why, I'm as light as a feather, as happy as an angel, as merry as a schoolboy, as giddy as a drunken man. Fresh air, light the window. Oh, Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year, sir.
Why, fine young lad, tell me, what day is today?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day, sir.
Christmas Day? Why, I haven't missed it at all. The spirits have done it all in one night. Oh, tell me, young lad, you know the poulterer on the next street over on the corner?
I should hope I did.
Is the prize turkey still hanging there?
What? The one as big as me? It's hanging there right now.
Go buy it.
Walker.
No. I'm in earnest. Here, take this, give it to the poulterer, tell him to bring the goose here, that we may give it to the Cratchits, and buy you and your friends a bunch of candy with you. Go on. Ha.
Scrooge sent the young man to buy the prized turkey and have it delivered to the Cratchit family as an anonymous gift. Then the new Ebenezer Scrooge dressed himself all in his best and got out onto the streets of London. By this time, people were pouring forth, and Scrooge regarded all with a delighted smile and a hearty holiday greeting.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
By mere chance, Scrooge encountered the charity seekers that he had dismissed just yesterday. But today he apologized and he gave them a large donation with many back payments included. Scrooge went to church. He walked about the streets. He watched the people hurrying to and fro. He patted little children on their heads. He questioned the beggars. And he found that everything could yield him pleasure. Scrooge had never dreamed that any walk, that anything could give him so much happiness. In the afternoon, Scrooge turned his steps to the door of his nephew Fred, who was in the midst of a Christmas dinner with his wife and their many hungry friends.
Uncle Ebenezer, I can't believe you're here. At my house on Christmas.
Fred, I've come to apologize for what I said yesterday about Christmas. Now that was a humbug.
Was it? I don't know what to say. Do come in. May I present my wife, Kate?
Uncle Ebenezer, I never expected this of you.
Oh, Kate, can you ever forgive an old fool? And can heaven ever forgive the time I've wasted?
Well, join the feast, Uncle. Set another place at the table.
Come, Uncle.
Hear, hear. I propose a toast. A toast to Uncle Scrooge.
To Uncle Scrooge.
And with that, Ebenezer Scrooge rejoined his family and rejoined the family of man. The next morning, Scrooge came extra early to the office. Oh, if he could only catch Bob Cratchit coming in late. That's what he had his heart set on. And was Bob ever late? Clock struck 9. No Bob. Quarter past. Still no Bob. But then, finally,
Mr. Cratchit, what hour of the day are you coming in?
I'm very sorry, sir. I'm behind my time. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
I will not stand for this any longer, Bob. Therefore, I'm going to raise your salary.
But, sir, you're going to raise my salary?
No, Bob. I haven't lost my senses. I've come to them. Merry Christmas. A merrier Christmas than I've given you in many a year. I'll raise your salary, and I'll endeavor to help your struggling family. We'll discuss your finances this very afternoon over a Christmas bowl of smoking bishop. Bob, Merry Christmas.
Ebenezer Scrooge was better than his word. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city had ever seen. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he became like a second father. And it was always said that Ebenezer Scrooge knew how to keep Christmas well. May that be said of us, all of us. And as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone.
The Cratchit family! Dale and young Scrooge! Oh, Joe and the tall woman! Nephew Fred and his wife Kate! We've got the spirit! And what are the businessmen? Look, it's Fezziwig! What's he got left? No, where is he? Mr. Dickens. And our sound people. Terry and Hunter. And where's Gwen? And Matthew. And our food people, Lynn's in charge, and SoCal Beer. But most of all, we'd like to thank all of you for bringing your Christmas cheer to share with us. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a